Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, is due to unveil additional support for businesses affected by the outbreak. So what's needed? I'm joined now by Mike Cherry, who's the National Chairman of the Federation of Small Businesses, and Damaris Coffman. She's Professor of Economics and Finance at University College London. Thank you both for joining us. And Professor Coffman, first of all, are we now in an analogous situation to the banking crisis of 2007, 2008, meaning that we need to keep the economy afloat, massive taxpayer intervention?
Well, I think we certainly do. I mean, I agree with the previous speaker that there will be need for a fiscal response. There will be need for fiscal stimulus, both in a general sense and also a kind of targeted industrial policy as a result of this. That monetary policy, further interest rate cuts, quantitative easing is not going to do it in this case. And it's not going to do it because there is a widespread hit to consumer confidence. Households are reluctant to spend. Moreover, it's unclear how long these measures will continue, and if they go back to the other strategy of telling 70-year-olds and over to self-isolate, then you're going to find that the age-related income inequality kicks in, because it's actually the 70-plus demographic that spends the most in theaters, cruises, and restaurants, and other things as well. So the problem really is that the monetary policy response is not really appropriate when you have such an enormous hit to consumer confidence. I think it's very clear to us. We have a climate change economics team that also does economic forecasting. We've looked at China. In the first quarter of 2020 in China, there appears to be a 15% hit to GDP. On an annualized basis, that's going to be somewhere between 3 and 6%, probably closer to 4 to 5%. If something like that happens in the UK, then obviously a fiscal response is going to be absolutely essential. And I think that there are really 3 areas where this is necessary. One is that there was concern expressed by the previous speaker about low productivity in the UK workforce. That's only going to increase as people are forced to work from home. We also have a lot of precarious workers who won't be paid and therefore cannot spend and cannot meet their mortgage payments or rental payments if they're not paid. I think a response similar to what France is contemplating is absolutely essential. I think at the same time, the UK supply chains are very exposed because we import everything, goods and services. The UK is particularly hard hit. The government will need to respond to protect those supply chains. And I think over the longer term, particularly in the service sector, where the UK is fairly high in the global value chain, there'll be a need to support the service sector. I know in my own industry and universities, there'll be an absolute need to roll out that post-study work visa, because suddenly the UK is far less attractive to foreign students than other locations. And there's a perception abroad that we've not handled this coronavirus epidemic very well. But all of it comes down to needing a coordinated fiscal stimulus, a fiscal response that's not only general across the economy as a whole, but is also targeted at specific industries that are very vulnerable.